Good morning, and welcome to Sober Readings for Tuesday, September 23rd. From Daily Reflections, I was an exception. He, Bill W., said to me gently and simply, "Do you think that you are one of us?" That's from the third edition of Alcoholics Anonymous, page 413. During my drinking life, I was convinced I was an exception. I thought I was beyond petty requirements and had the right to be excused. I never realized that the dark counterbalance of my attitude was the constant feeling that I did not belong. At first in AA, I identified with others only as an alcoholic. What a wonderful awakening for me it has been to realize that if human beings were doing the best they could, then so was I. All of the pains, confusions, and joys they feel are not exceptional, but part of my life, just as much as anybody's. Today's reading from the 24 Hours book, The AA Thought for the Day. Step 12 is, having had a spiritual awakening as the result of these steps, we tried to carry this message to alcoholics, and to practice these principles in all our affairs. Note that the basics of our effectiveness in carrying the message to others is the reality of our own spiritual awakening. If we have not changed, we cannot be used to change others. To keep this program, we must pass it on to others. We cannot hoard it for ourselves. We may lose it unless we give it away. It cannot flow into us and stop. It must continue to flow into us as it flows out to others. So I ask myself, am I always ready to give away what I have learned in AA? The meditation for the day. Draw nigh unto God, and He will draw nigh unto you. When you are faced with a problem beyond your strength, you must turn to God by an act of faith. It is that turning to God in each trying situation that you must cultivate. The turning may be one of glad thankfulness for God's grace in your life. Or your appeal to God may be a prayerful claiming of His strength to face a situation and finding that you have it when the time comes. Not only the power to face trials, but also the comfort and joy of God's nearness and companionship are yours for the asking. Today's prayer for the day. I pray that I may try to draw near to God each day in prayer. I pray that I may feel His nearness and His strength in my life. And finally, today's reading from As Bill Sees It, page 88. Willpower and choice. We AAs know the futility of trying to break the drinking obsession by willpower alone. However, we do know that it takes great willingness to adopt AA's 12 steps as a way of life that can restore us to sanity. No matter how grievous the alcohol obsession, we happily find that other vital choices can still be made. For example, we can choose to admit that we are personally powerless over alcohol, that dependence upon a higher power is a necessity, even if this be simply dependence upon an AA group. Then we can choose to try for a life of honesty and humility, of selfless service to our fellows and to God as we understand Him. As we continue to make these choices and so move toward these high aspirations, our sanity returns and the compulsion to drink vanishes. That's from a letter written in 1966. And that's it for today's readings. Thanks for listening to Sober Readings today. Until next time, don't drink, go to a meeting, and keep coming back. Have a great day. And as my friend Larry says, best day ever.